Greetings, fellow human beings. I hope that you are doing great. Last month, September, we had the opportunity to go on a trip to Korea. So, of course, I thought it was a great chance to do some streets and travel photography. But it was not that easy. Alright, so before I tell you about what I learned during that trip, let me roll the intro to give you some context.
Down to the ocean floor. I'm still drinking from the night before. I'm wishing by now I was fishing. I'm thinking, but my mind's not listening. I never felt so far away. I've never lived before today. It's been a while since I've seen your face. It's been a while, time to turn the page. I wanna go home, I wanna go home. I wanna feel the way I did. I wanna go home, I wanna go home. Back to the way it was. I got a feeling, and this feeling won't go away.
As you've probably guessed, that was a family trip and we had great times together. But the first thing I learned soon enough is that combining family trip and street photography only related content is not an easy thing to do, especially when you don't have the control over your schedule, which was my case because I was only there invited to be the witness of a family reunion after 6 years apart. So I could not decide what we will do the next day, the next time, and I had no control over the schedule. So my first advice will be that if you go on a trip that it is not specifically oriented street photography, something like a business trip or a family trip, is that you plan ahead to give you enough time just for yourself to go out and shoot. Upon arriving in Korea, it was already dark, we were exhausted, hungry, and we didn't have a place to stay yet. So the last thing I wanted to do was going out and shoot streets. Nevertheless, I managed to capture that picture of the bridge on our way out of the port to the city. The second thing that I learned is that this camera is the perfect companion for travel photography. It is light, compact, very capable in low light as you just seen, and I carried it all day from one hotel to the other, taking family pictures, recording videos, and all of this without any fatigue. I already knew it from my different trips around Japan, but now I have the confirmation for a longer trip to a foreign country. The Canon R8 is the best choice as a full frame body with a proper viewfinder as a travel photography camera. Finally, we stayed only 2 days in Busan, where we could visit the fish market that you just saw, as well as Gamcheon, also called the Culture Village. Unfortunately, I didn't record much footage over there, only pictures, because once again, running after two hares is almost impossible. But the third lesson I learned is that Korea is definitely a place to visit for street photography. Although I noticed some differences between Osaka and Busan, which is probably true for the rest of Japan and Korea. The main difference is the size and the width of the streets. I feel that Korea is much wider and you need a car to go around, whereas Osaka is much narrower and just with a bicycle you can go to different places in a short amount of time, which is very convenient for street photography. So although I had a great time in Korea, I feel that I would have to change my way of photographing as the city landscapes is wider, much less compact than in Osaka, Japan. And another thing I noticed also is that in Japan you have temples and sanctuaries all around town. So you have this nice combination between the modern side and the traditional side. Whereas in Korea, as far as I understood, although you have a few sacred places in town, most of them are outside in the mountains. So the vibe is different. And I felt that Korea is much more modern, much more westernized than Japan, which could be a good thing, but I really like the mix of ancient and new that we have here in Japan. All right, on to the few pictures I took in Gamcheon. This photo is a happy accident. I was attracted by that gentleman popping orange hat, and just when I took the picture, the tour guide raised his hand, which happens to hide the main face, just revealing the eyes and the mouth. So I find this photograph funny and interesting. So here we are at the countryside town where the Korean family resides. I woke up early morning that day to go out, take some street photographs. As it was a national holiday celebrating the ancestors, the city was pretty empty, so not many subjects to shoot. As I said earlier, I had to walk quite some distances to find some interesting scenes. And that was probably the only real time for myself to do some actual street photography.
I guess the camera will pick up the little wind, so the sound might not be good, but I'm trying to get the cardboard collector, who's one of the only subjects this morning. I don't know what time it is, but a little bit early. But I feel like I'm going through ghost town. So I don't know, he went somewhere over there. He tried to communicate with me, but I'm hopeless in Korean. So yeah, I'm gonna use that window as the frame once he enters the frame to pick up his cot, and with me over there, double subject, may be interesting. Let's try that.
Except that before I could take that picture, my wife called me back because we had to go to the cemetery that day. So the rest of the trip, I was focused on the family side of things because I didn't want to disturb anybody with my street photography each. It was very interesting to witness the Korean style celebration of ancestors and the gathering of the family after such a long time apart. Indeed, my wife's ex-husband, who invited all of us to go to Korea, was away from his country for something about 6 years, and he didn't see his mother for the whole time. So that was a very emotional and very interesting trip for me and for everybody. Now, the only pictures left I took were at the airport. So the fourth and final lesson I learned during that trip was that we should document not only the destination, but the way to go there, the journey. Whether traveling by boat, by airplane, there is always something unusual and interesting to photograph. I'm gonna wrap up with the few pictures I took on our way back, as well as some extras. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to support the channel, subscribe, comment and share. And as per usual, enjoy the ride and spread the love.
I found the lady with the pink blouse interesting. Come on camera. With her position and the fact that she's centered in that pharmacy shop frame. So I took a picture there.